All right, what is going on, guys? Got another breakdown for UFC Vegas 42. This time we got Sean Woodson taking on Collin Anglin. Woodson going to have an enormous 8-inch reach advantage. He's 6'2". Just, I don't know how he makes featherweight. He's one of those guys. So I will start with Sean Woodson. Very, very, very good boxer. Great movement. He's got some bizarre mannerisms in the octagon. I'll say that. But yeah, striking wise, this guy is so good. He switches stances so fluidly. He's got crazy movement, crazy feints, great cardio, and the punches can come from any angle. Great head movement. Just one of the better boxers in the UFC, for being real. This guy's got really good boxing. Not super like heavy on the power department, but he can just piece his opponent up. And yeah, got a flying knee win over Terrence McKinney on the Contender Series. That's a win that's aging very well. And then he beats Kyle Bochniak by decision, and he loses right at the end to Julian Erosa in a tough fight by darts choke. And I mean, Julian Erosa is a banger, man. He knows how to fight. He's got a chin, and he was matching Woodson's pace, and just like he wasn't having too much trouble with the movement. So pretty fun matchup in hindsight. But yeah, not a bad loss to Julian Erosa. And then he gets a solid win over Yusuf Salal, split decision, but I think the right decision was made. Um, and yeah, the thing is his opponent's definitely always trying to take him down. Like you kind of have to. He's big, and if you let him get into a rhythm, he'll just pick you apart from range. And yeah, in that Zalal fight, I think Woodson landed way more strikes than you would think when you're watching it. And that's how you know you got a good technical striker. He's just touching them like more than you can even keep up with. And then you look at the end of the fight, you're like, damn, he's landed like 100 strikes. So yeah, on the feet, Sean Woodson, very, very good. And in that Yusuf Salah fight, it was a good test because he defended the takedowns very well. Only got taken down really like once at the end of a round, and it was a great takedown attempt from Zalal. Great double leg, had his hands locked. But other than that, his takedown defense isn't bad. And then for Collin Anglin, coming off a knockout loss to Melsik Bagdasarian, and before that, punched his ticket on the Contender Series. And yeah, I'll say this about Anglin. I don't think he probably would have gotten a contract if all of the fights on that Contender Series card didn't go to the decision, because he was losing that fight pretty handily in the first round. I think he got outstruck like 35-6 or something like that, and he was just eating clean strikes to the head. Um, and I don't necessarily think Woodson has the power to put him out, but I think Woodson's going to be just piecing him up boxing wise. I don't think he's going to have much problems. And Anglin does have takedown game. He worked in a few in the Contender Series fight, but only got a couple. And I don't think the other guy's takedown defense was great. Got the one up against the cage and worked for a submission, but he doesn't seem like a top control king. And he's coming out of the regional scene in like the Midwest, and yeah, his opponent's records aren't too great for the most part. But yeah, he lost to Melsik Bagdasarian, so I mean, Bagdasarian looked like a world beater in that, and it's part of the reason why I couldn't lay chalk on Melsik Bagdasarian last week, because it was a popular pick, but I just couldn't bet him at -250 because I just don't know what we can get from that loss. And then Bagdasarian didn't look like a world beater, so I just don't know if Colin Anglin is really like, we don't know what we have in him, and his striking defense isn't very good. I don't really know where he leaps off the page, so I definitely agree with the favorite in this fight, Sean Woodson at -310. I think he's a good top ticket play this week. If you had to ask me for a confident pick, I would say Woodson. He's pretty confident, probably by decision, but I already used the money line in my cash play this week. I put 2 units on that and Song Yadong, so usually like something a little bit more definitive for the second leg in that, but I don't know. I think Song Yadong, I think a lot of people are overlooking the improvement. So, yeah, that is the bet I made on this one, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. I like the money line. I'm pretty comfortable with Sean Woodson. A little bit of a steep price, though. The money's been coming in on him, but yeah, I just think Colin Anglin, not a lot of striking defense. He's going to be at such a huge reach disadvantage that any takedown he gets, he's going to have to kind of lunge for it. And Woodson's got good takedown defense as long as he's up against the cage. If Anglin can't get an open mat takedown, I think that this is just going to stay standing, with maybe Anglin getting himself tired just trying to take him down. That just leads to Woodson opening up more and maybe getting a knockout. So, yeah, definitely like Sean Woodson in this fight, though it's a little pricey. So, thanks for watching, guys. Sure, subscribe and take it easy.